Previously, when Kalia left Entric Town to move further away from the reach of her unborn baby's father, Shimon, she traveled another 900 miles south, which worsened Alan and Galaz's health to a greater extent, at which Kalia took command of the carriage and brought them to a random house, where she begged the owner to let them stay for a while, as her doctor and squire were heavily sick. Later at midnight, Alan performed an ultrasound on Kalia's baby and informed her that the baby was growing at a fine speed. Hearing this, she delivered a gentle smile with blushed cheeks, reflecting that she couldn't wait to hold her baby in her arms. And after Alan left her room, she gloomily wondered if Shimon had already found the giant tree, as he had the capability to detect the fairy's presence. And just because his blood was flowing in her baby's veins, she was also capable of seeing and talking with those fairy kids. So, let's dive into the chapters 21 to 23 of the manhwa, The Baby Isn't Yours. As Shimon arrives in the same city and at the same giant tree by following the traces of powers left by Kalia unknowingly, he places his hand on the tree, causing it to radiate a bright, shining light from top to down. Sensing this, he wonders why this tree is losing its natural power, and why it is Kalia's life essence upon it. He assumes if Kalia wants him to know that she stayed in this city and left before he arrived here. From here, the scene shifts to the day when Shimon destroyed Kalia's mansion, where he opens a letter left by Kalia for him. In it, she expresses that it is the first time she is writing a letter to him, as they haven't exchanged letters in over 20 years, and now she thinks of it. That is very sad. In fact, she thinks fate is very interesting, as the truth is that she saved him from being abducted in childhood, and in return, he rescued her from slavery and loneliness. Therefore, she wants him to understand her for leaving without saying a word, just like that day they left as fate led. However, she just wants to say that her decision is for everyone, and he doesn't have to bother looking for her, because when the time comes, she will be back with so many surprises. Suddenly, Assistant Brick arrives, informing him that he has a message from Kalia, and the message is that she fled to a city called Entric, which is very far from the kingdom. From here, the scene shifts to the present, where Shimon attempts to leave the city. But before he can do it, he senses a heavy dark magic surrounding the giant tree. He even observes some kids on the branches of the tree, trembling with fear. Scrutinizing the magic, he finds that it is lightning magic with a dark origin. Plus, it is cast by a high-class wizard, whom he does not know, because none of the wizards he knows can hit a fairy tree with lightning magic. And the fact that Kalia left these possessed traces means that there is a reason behind it. After a few minutes, Shimon jumps to the building's balcony from the origin of the wizard, who cast dark magic on the fairy tree and trapped the innocent fairy kid. Upon arriving, he finds the body of the fairy Manila, and discovers that she is actually an elf. Noting this, he summons his spirit, Derek, and commands him to take Manila's body. To this, Spirit Derek collects the life essence of Manila inside it. Meanwhile, Shimon teleports to the same giant tree, which is now free from the dark magic. Worried, he springs towards the fairy kids, inquiring if they are alright and if they are wounded. Yet, the kids do not respond, but simply embrace each other and thank Shimon for releasing them. Yelling loudly, Shimon questions if they have seen Kalia, who visited this city a few days back. Hearing this, the kids deliver a gentle smile, mentioning that he has the same light they observed in the cookie lady's belly. And as they start to disappear, they express that Kalia is a beautiful and kind person. But before Shimon can confirm if they are talking about Kalia, the kids begin to dissolve into thin air. Watching them disappear out of nowhere, Shimon becomes gloomy, wondering how he will find her whereabouts now. Dear viewers, apologies for the interruption. If you're genuinely enjoying the content on this channel, please consider hitting the subscribe icon with all notifications, since this little support of yours will help this creator continue delivering high-quality work to brighten your day. And take a moment at the end of the video to leave a comment, sharing your thoughts on the content. Your feedback means a lot. Now, let's not take up too much of your time and jump back into the story. From here, the scene transitioned to Kalia's hideout, where Dr. Alan, immersed in his sleepwalk, arrives on the terrace. Perplexed, Kalia questions what Alan is doing up here, late at these hours. However, he does not respond to her question but simply whispers the name Nadia. Kalia tries to stop his steps, alerting that he can't go further as the fencing is ahead. Plus, she reflects that she heard the name Nadia somewhere before from someone's mouth. Crying heavily, Alan embraces Kalia softly and pleads for forgiveness for not protecting her. Suddenly, Kalia remembers that Nadia is Alan's dead wife, who died during her pregnancy. With a funny face, she wonders if they look alike, as he thinks of her as his wife. Meanwhile, Alan's eyes are swollen from crying as he imagines his wife, Nadia, who expresses that she forgave him. However, Kalia swiftly pushes him away, suggesting him to pull himself together. And as she starts to shake Alan, he eventually comes back to his sense and gets astonished. Confused, he questions what he is doing on the terrace alone with her, at which she informs him that he was not in his senses and embraced her, mistaking her for his dead wife. Alan's eyes begin to roll in heavy embarrassment, clarifying that he has an illness called sleepwalking. And whenever he gets sick or has a sad mood, he unknowingly starts to sleepwalks. Besides, he apologizes for letting her see this embarrassing side of him. Suddenly, Kalia mentions that it is pathetic to see him like this, to which Alan slumps against the fence with a sullen expression. Noting this, Kalia also sits beside him, inquiring if his dead wife's name is Nadia. And as he affirms her words, she expresses that Nadia was lucky to have a husband like him, who still loves her. To this, Alan responds that he himself does not know, because he feels like there's a splinter in his heart whenever he imagines her beautiful face. And though he misses her so much, he does not want memories of her that bring sadness to his heart. Moreover, Nadia is always beside him anyway, as she wants him to be happy. At listening to Alan's words, Kalia assumes that Nadia still loves him very much, to which he delivers an affirming smile. He then abruptly questions if Kalia is pregnant with the child of the man she loves. Kalia expresses that she indeed loves the man but can't really say it clearly to him. Chuckling, Alan asks if the man is her best friend, as he already discovered it but was afraid to ask her. Pissed, she questions if he means that she is a short-tempered lady, at which he scarily states that in fact, she is a charismatic lady. Smirking clearly, Kalia assures Alan to calm down, as she is just messing with him. Suddenly, he inquires why she wants to bear her baby alone by escaping from its father. Kalia caresses her belly, mentioning that she will say it since Alan is her personal doctor. She discloses that to her. Her baby is the only blessing and miracle in this lonely world, and she just hopes that her baby can be born in happiness, unlike herself who survived a hellish childhood. Inspired by her words, Alan states that no doubt, Kalia will be a great mother to her lucky child. With blushed cheeks, Kalia delivers an angelic smile and thanks him for his kind words. After some hours, as the owner of the house decorates the table with delicious spinach frittata and milk, she suggests Kalia to eat it, mentioning how her own mother mitigated her pain with good dishes when she was pregnant. Further, the lady's husband questions where Kalia's husband is and why she is traveling such a long distance while she is pregnant. To this, Kalia perfectly lies that she is escaping from her callous husband. She adds that her husband only cares about gambling and alcohol, plus he is with a different woman every day. And as she couldn't stand the cruelty of her husband, she escaped her house with her trusted people. Enraged, the lady springs up, yelling about what a bastard her husband must be to treat his pregnant wife so cruelly. Gallus also plays her role, stating that her master was also beaten by her husband, so they helped her in escaping. Gallus then signals Alan to act the same, but he can't do this due to his nervousness. Suddenly, the lady interrupts them, stating that Gallus and Alan are so kind to care for pregnant Kalia. Noting this, Kalia requests the lady to keep it a secret if someone comes to find them. At which, the lady assures Kalia that she will keep her mouth shut and pretend like she doesn't know anything. She then suggests Kalia to drink the hot milk, as it will provide nourishment to her baby. Meanwhile, after searching many random places, Shimon returns to the capital by using teleportation. And as he enters his bedroom, he slumps against his bed and gloomily wonders where exactly Kalia escaped to. He adds if he does mean anything to Kalia, she wouldn't have just left without saying anything. By clenching the bedsheet, he ambiguously mentions that there are only 3 days left now. And if this continues like this, he might just go crazy in Kalia's absence. As we wrap up today's segment, thank you for being with us until the very end. I'll be sharing fresh videos of this manga and exciting new series every weekend. Your support is invaluable, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Your encouragement keeps the channel thriving, and I appreciate it immensely. Until next time, take care and goodbye.